don't make relapse from semen retention a big deal. Don't beat yourself up if you've just relapsed from semen retention. This sounds like the most contradictory advice I can give you. Since this channel is all about men's self-improvement with an emphasis on semen retention, shouldn't I be telling you all to give it all? However, I tell people to not make a huge deal regarding anything, especially retaining their semen, because that's how you actually improve your relationship with your lifestyle and thereby start embodying it. I know that it's common practice to veer towards the extremes of any lifestyle, be it building a business or hustling in general, but even these forms of advice are nuanced, which we often tend to miss. In Taoism, there's this idea of a sweet spot or balance. We get results when things are in balance, not when they are at extremes. Extremes aren't positive or negative. They simply are too much. When you beat yourself up after relapses, you are essentially telling yourself that you are worthless without semen retention. Now, the problem with that is that it's the equivalent of walking on a tightrope, where we are so focused on not falling that we forget that the goal is to walk on the rope and thereby fall inevitably. What ends up happening is that, in an attempt to free yourself from the enslavement of your urges, you're essentially becoming a slave to the lifestyle. Beating yourself up over relapses doesn't ensure longer streaks, but rather creates desperation around retention. You keep retaining when you keep your mind off the urge, when you learn to channel this energy into other aspects of your life, not when you're actively trying not to spill. On the surface, the latter perspective might seem identical to the former. And how is trying not to spill any different from retaining? Because trying not to spill is an uphill battle where you're trying to quote-unquote fight the urge, thereby creating more agitation inside your being. And since we ejaculate to alleviate this agitation and tension, we are essentially feeding the urge indirectly by quote-unquote fighting it. So how do you tackle relapses? I shall discuss this at length in a separate video, but briefly speaking, there are subtle triggers surrounding our relapses. Between retention and relapse, there are different stages we go through. For example, social media has normalized a certain level of revealing clothing that triggers our urges very subtly. Perhaps a lot less than dedicated content for adults and porn. But their power lies in the fact that they can easily be swept under the rug of normalcy and a progressive society, all the while affecting us like porn do. They essentially sneak in to the gates of a subconscious without us realizing how they affect our behavior. Because their effect is so easy to ignore, we tend to consume them in quantities way beyond porn, making them the silent assassin.